Well, welcome back everybody. This will be a quick update for August 2018. I know I'm running a little bit behind, but I've had a lot going on with my dad. I haven't really done a whole lot. I have extended this out. I went ahead and put a runaround track in here that ties and goes back into this area here. Which is a team track or a drill track, and there's a set out storage siding that can be used to switch around. Before we get to that over here, I went ahead and I cut two of the turnouts off of here, and the reason I've done that is because I've started looking at some of the dimensions of these kits. And these kits are running anywhere from between 8 to about 10 inches deep, depending on how I turn them. And I want a small ditch to separate, but from the line here where the road will be back over to this secondary passing or storage track, it's about 10 inches, and that's enough room to even put a ditch in there. And that way I can still put my town down here, because I do want a modern day town. And basically what I'm going to use this as is a drill track and a storage or set out track for the two industries on this side here. The bridge is going to stay where it's at. If you can see, I'm starting to put the highway markings on it. But there's two industrial feeds in here, and what I decided to do, and I did change the track plan again, but I had to. I got to playing with this a few weeks ago, and I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I'm going to have some way to swap the engine around to get behind the car in order to feed it into to an industry. So what I did is this was the existing, which that will be replaced by a ground throat. But this was the existing track, and it ended about somewhere in here originally, I believe. And I went ahead and took the liberty of putting a turnout there to feed into both lines here, and then I did a crossover here, and then a double cross over here that would take you back in, so you could do a runaround. Now, yeah, I can't probably do but maybe more than about 2 or 3 cars to run around. Of course, that's about all I'm going to need, because these are going to be smaller industries. I don't know what they're going to be yet. I think I'm going to do one as a small paper mill, maybe a transfer packing paper mill or something. And I'm not sure about the other yet. I'd like to have some kind of, like, I'd say transfer intermodal facility, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it here. There's not the room. I don't have the room. Even extending it out, you can see how close these lines run together here. This would be Industrial 1, and this will be Industrial 2. And I was thinking to put a small service road in here, an access road to the industries. What I'll probably wind up doing, though, is this secondary industrial will probably have a curved turnout that will cross this road if the road stays there, and I'm still not sure on that, because I want to take and push this industry back. I want it to be sitting somewhere near the bridge, but around this support pillar. I want to hide as much of this as possible. But it will be a pretty tight curve, but it will give me enough to put maybe 2 accesses to this, being the bigger industry. And then this one here, this will probably run right alongside out of the expansion, and whatever the industry this will be, whether it be paper or whatever I decide for it to be, and I ain't got that far yet. But the bridge is coming along. And as you can see, I'm getting it painted up, and I've got the center divider in there, and I am putting I'm starting to put the striping on the road now. I'm still working on the pillar ports. But yeah, so far, and I did get my main line for my, or I say my industrial feed lines down for the chemical plant. Where they're X'd out there, that was the original plan, and it's a little bit too close, so I moved it back a little bit. I really didn't want it under the bridge, so I stopped it right before it got up on the bridge, and I'm still going to play with that some. And let me take you around here so you can see, and I've got the turnouts kind of in place where I want them to be, and then you can see how far they'll go back. Now this backdrop here is not nowhere near where it needs to be. It needs to be cut and fastened to the wall. It'll also go around that shelf there, and then around and back around from that bridge, or to that corner of that shelf to that that support out yonder to give the backdrop to the bridge as well. So still playing with that, but yeah, so far this is about all I've accomplished. I will say that I do like this much better, and yes, the road is going to go down. I have finally decided that it will be probably extended out here about 2 inches, and then of course that will run the entire distance back down, so this road here can be widened out for the town. As far as grower shipping's going, I'm still working on it, and in fact, while I'm thinking about it, I have started the construction of the new fence, and you can see the new fence and how much better it does look better, I have to say. I've got my barbed wire on top of it, security fence, and I've got to put some no trespassings on it. But what's going to happen here is there will be a fence somewhere between the tracks here, and probably from here back to the board, or maybe just a portion of the fence to here, because this is actually a little road access, just to show that the fence would be like, you know, go on a little bit. And then I want to do the same thing here. I'm going to do a fence here, and probably a gap right in here along the sidewalk, and then back between the crossing bucks here and the building. And then down here, I'm going to extend it from right here to right about here, about where this asphalt ends, and then it'll go back to the back. But I'm going to have like a swing door here, a swing gate, and that's probably what I'm going to wind up doing. I'm not sure. I'm still playing with that idea, but that is what I'm going to do. I believe. You know me, if you've been watching my videos, you know I change my mind. But you know, railroads are never, no matter how much you plan, they do change, and you might find something better, or you know, something that don't fit right. And you know me again, I don't like to pack a lot in here. So yeah, but other than that, I've worked on a few things. I've got NS 1005. I don't know if this was on my last update or not. I don't think it was. I've got it weathered in, and that is a, in case you don't know, SD70 ACE, and pretty nice little engine. But other than that, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. Yeah, I may have put a little video up on my brother's truck. I worked on that a little bit. You can see the old fence sitting back there that I took off the original grower shipping that has been up forever. I've had it since this whole thing was just a little diorama at CP65 alone. But that fence there originally was for the engine facility, and I'm probably going to use it. I put a lot of work into it, so I'll probably just straighten it up a little bit and probably use it around here somewhere. I don't know. I'm trying to be quick. I don't know what else to kind of update you on. That's really all I've done. I haven't put any feeders in to these new industrial leads, but I will. and that'd probably be the next step. And I want to get this backdrop cut and go ahead and get it placed, plastered, sanded, and painted, at least up to about where this portion is here now, and then we'll continue on with the rest of this on the back wall. But yeah, I mean, this actually freed me up a lot of room, and I'm glad I've done it. Now here's the issue, and I know I haven't said nothing about it, but I know you're probably thinking, well, what are you going to do for a little yard or storage yard? Well, I've been thinking, and it's very plausible. I have to pass it by my dad first. I don't think he'll mind, but I've been thinking about putting a yard, a small yard, about the size of that one over yonder, or what it was, from here and run it back to just the other side. If you see that wall stud, that 2x4 stud there, probably about right there, and that's about 6.5 feet. I think it might be 7 feet, but I could bring it out and do it probably about 2 feet wide. And what I was thinking about doing was taking the track from here, where the at the end of this turnout, and actually putting a turnout here to lead off into the yard, and maybe even, because I haven't done the back of this yet, bringing and putting another turnout back here, and kind of not necessarily making a Y, but bringing it back to, so this turnout back here will be half of it, and then the turnout here will be half of it, and really neither one will be interlinked. It'll be an outgoing, incoming type, more of a staging yard, and maybe scenic it a little bit to the point that, you know, it looks part of the layout, but it really wouldn't be. It would just be a staging yard, set up trains going, you know, east and west. But yeah, that's just a thought. I'd have to run this by my dad, because all of this would have to be pulled out, and I don't know what he would, I don't know what he would, if he would like that or not. But it would be just to right up to where that drill press is at. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just a thought, but here's my concept behind it. In the meantime, I don't have that many trains. I mean, I do, but I don't. I don't necessarily need, just about everything I own rolling stock wise is on the tracks right now. They're either sitting on the back industrial feed, they're sitting on the siding over there, or they're sitting over here in this small area, or they're sitting right up under this bridge. And I've got a few packed up that I'm not using right now, but it's not very many. I don't need a major yard, and this entire layout really is for, I built it, designed it for operations. I don't really care about the way where the trains go. I do care about the fact, though, that I need a place to store them, at least when I'm not using one of them. But it's more about local operations and industrial switching. Also playing with my Felix facility here with my engines and all. But I think it would be pretty awesome to extend that yard, and it would be closer to the engine facility, so it kind of makes sense, really, if you think about it. But like I said, it's just an idea, and I'm sorry I didn't get a lot done. Like I said, I've been having some family issues with my dad. He's been kind of down, but things are okay so far. We'll just have to see. But yeah, so I haven't really done a whole lot, but this is what I have done, and I don't think I've missed anything. But for this month, this is going to be the quickest update I can come up with. I think I've covered just about everything that I've done. But yeah, until next month, I'll hope to see you guys then, and remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep them rolling if you keep a watching. And until tomorrow, or until next month, later.